I am with you always. My beloved child, I want you to understand something very important. I am with you. Not just in the big moments, not just in church, not just when you are praying, but I am with you every single moment of every single day. And I am not distant, far away, or uninterested in your life. I long to be present with you, to walk with you in the midst of your ordinary day, to fill your heart with peace and joy. When you learn to recognize my presence in your daily life, you will experience a new depth of connection with me, and that connection will bring transformation. So many of you ask, Lord, why don't I feel you? Where are you when I'm struggling, when I'm in pain, when life is overwhelming? My child, I tell you now, I am closer than you think. In fact, I am always near, as Psalm 34:18 says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." I am right here walking beside you. There is no moment in your day when I am not with you. I see you when you wake up in the morning, when you go to work, when you care for your family, when you feel alone or overwhelmed. I am with you in every moment, not just in the quiet moments of prayer or in the stillness of the night, but in the busy moments, in the chaos, in the places where you may feel disconnected or distracted. I am here. In Matthew 28:20, I promise you, and surely I am with you always, to the very end of the age. This is not a promise for just special moments, my child. This is a promise for every moment. I am present, walking beside you, guiding you, comforting you. But for you to feel my presence, you must open your heart and recognize me. Let me share a story from the everyday life of Sarah, a woman from California. Sarah had been struggling with stress, juggling work, family, and responsibilities, feeling overwhelmed and disconnected from me. She had been praying for peace, but the chaos of her life seemed to drown out any sense of my presence. One day, as she rushed through her morning routine, trying to get the kids ready for school, she paused for a moment, closed her eyes, and silently whispered, "Lord, I need you. I want to feel you with me today." It was in that moment, as she stood in the kitchen, with the noise of her family in the background, that she felt a deep, calm peace wash over her heart. It was in the middle of her daily life, in the midst of the noise, that she felt my presence. Sarah learned that my presence is not just felt in quiet, peaceful moments, but it is with you in every moment, even in the busyness, even in the chaos. I am always present, waiting for you to recognize me, to invite me into your day. My child, to feel my presence, you must invite me in. I am a gentleman. I do not force my way into your life. You must open your heart to me. Just as Revelation 3:20 says, "Here I am. I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in and eat with that person, and they with me." I am always knocking on the door of your heart. Will you open it? Will you invite me in? The next step in feeling my presence is to be still and listen. The world is full of noise, your life is full of distractions, but I tell you, my child, there is power in stillness. In the stillness, you can hear my voice, feel my presence, and experience my peace. Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." In the stillness, you will know me. Let me tell you about James, a man from Texas. James had a busy job, a busy family, and felt like he was always running from one thing to the next. He prayed, but often it felt like his prayers were just words spoken in the chaos. One day, James felt led to take a few moments in the middle of his workday to simply sit quietly, close his eyes, and listen. He didn't have a specific prayer. He didn't ask for anything. He simply invited me into the stillness of that moment. And in that quiet time, he felt my presence, a deep peace that he hadn't felt in months. It wasn't in the hustle of his day. It was in the quiet, in the stillness that he felt my nearness. My child, take time in your day to be still. You may not have a lot of time, but even 5 minutes of quiet can open your heart to my presence. And when you feel my presence, you will be filled with peace, with joy, and with a deep knowing that I am here with you. I want to invite you, my beloved child, to experience my presence in a deeper way. Recognize that I am with you, in your work, in your rest, in your moments of joy and in your struggles. Invite me into your day. Take time to be still, to listen, and to open your heart to feel the depth of my love. When you do, you will experience my peace and my guidance, even in the busiest of days. Recognizing my presence in the everyday. My beloved child, I want you to understand something deeply important. I am not just a distant God watching from afar. I am the God who is with you, right now, in this very moment. I am not confined to churches or prayer meetings. I am with you in your daily life. Every step you take, every breath you breathe. The question is not whether I am near, but whether you are recognizing my presence in the simple, everyday moments. I want to be with you in everything, in your work, in your conversations, in your decisions. When you wake up in the morning, I am with you. When you go about your day, whether it's at work, taking care of your family, or running errands, I am with you. In 1 Corinthians 6:19, I remind you, do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit, who is in you, whom you have received from God? I am within you. I am with you in every place, in every moment, in every task. I want to remind you, my child, that I am not far off. I am closer than your thoughts. I am with you, even when you do not feel my presence. I am closer than the next breath you take. You must learn to recognize my presence in your everyday life. Look at the story of Elijah, a prophet who was running for his life, feeling weary, afraid, and abandoned. In 1 Kings 19:11-13, after Elijah fled from Queen Jezebel, he found himself on a mountain asking God to speak to him. The wind came, but I was not in the wind. Then the earth shook, but I was not in the earthquake. After the fire, there came a gentle whisper, and in that whisper, Elijah recognized my presence. I wasn't in the dramatic events, I was in the still small voice. My presence often comes not in the big, loud moments, but in the quiet whispers. The key to recognizing my presence is to be still enough to listen, to be open enough to feel my peace. In the middle of your busy life, I am calling you to hear my whisper. Even in the chaos, I am right there, waiting for you to notice me. One of the most powerful ways to recognize my presence is through gratitude. Gratitude opens your heart to feel me. When you take the time to recognize my blessings, you invite my presence into your life in a powerful way. I am constantly blessing you, my child, but you must take the time to notice it. Psalm 107:1 says, "Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever." Thank me for the little things, the morning sun, the food you eat, the breath in your lungs, the people around you. In your gratitude, you will feel my presence. Let me tell you about David, a man in Georgia who was feeling disconnected from me. His life was filled with work, family, and responsibilities. and he felt like he couldn't hear my voice anymore. One day, while driving to work, David decided to make a small change. He started thanking me for the simple things, his car, his job, his family, and as he did, he felt a shift. He began to sense my presence more deeply in the moments of his day. It was in his gratitude that David began to feel my nearness. Your gratitude opens the door to experience my presence. In Luke 17:11-19, I healed 10 lepers, but only one returned to thank me. In his thankfulness, he received not just healing, but a deeper encounter with me. Gratitude unlocks deeper encounters with my presence. When you thank me for all that I have given you, you are acknowledging my hand in your life, and I draw closer to you. Another powerful way to experience my presence in your daily life is through prayer. Prayer is not just about asking for things. It's about communication, about spending time with me. When you pray, you open your heart to me. Prayer isn't just about your words. It's about your willingness to listen and feel my presence. I know you may think that prayer is only for the quiet times, the moments set aside for devotion, but I am available to you in every moment. You can pray in the car, at work, while you're doing chores, while you're walking outside. Prayer is simply talking with me, sharing your heart, and inviting my presence into your day. There's a woman in New York named Olivia who struggled to feel connected to me. Her days were filled with meetings, tasks, and responsibilities. But one day she decided to invite me into every part of her day. As she worked, she silently asked, "Lord, be with me. Show me your presence today." Throughout the day, she began to notice little moments of grace, a smile from a coworker, a moment of peace in the midst of chaos, a gentle reminder that I was with her. It was in the prayer of her heart that Olivia began to feel my presence. Prayer doesn't need to be long or formal. It needs to be real. Speak to me as you would to a friend, knowing that I'm always near, always listening, and always ready to meet you where you are. When you invite me into your moments through prayer, you invite my presence into every part of your life. So, my child, as you go about your day, recognize that I am with you. Take time to be still, listen for my whisper, offer your gratitude, and speak to me in prayer. In these small moments, you will feel my presence more deeply than ever before. You do not need to wait for a special occasion to encounter me. I am with you every moment, and my presence can transform even the most ordinary parts of your life into sacred encounters, living in the awareness of my presence. My beloved child, I want to remind you of something that will change everything about the way you experience your life. I am with you always. This isn't just a comforting thought. It is the truth that will transform your every moment. I am not distant from you. I am right here, and I want you to walk with me in an awareness of my presence. When you understand that I am with you, you will see your life change. Every moment will become sacred. Every decision will be guided by my hand. And every day will be a reflection of my glory in you. Living in the awareness of my presence means that you recognize me throughout your day, not just when you're praying or reading the Bible, but in your ordinary moments. I am there when you wake up, when you work, when you interact with others. I am with you in your joy, in your struggle, and in your silence. And when you walk in this awareness, you begin to live a life of sacred encounters. Encounters with my love, my peace, and my guidance. There's a man named Michael from Ohio. He worked in a busy office, constantly rushing from task to task, feeling like there was no time to connect with me. He felt spiritually dry, as though he couldn't feel my presence. One day he decided to make a change. He began setting a small reminder every hour to pause and invite me into his thoughts. He would take a moment to silently pray or simply say, "Lord, I know you're with me right now." Over time, Michael began to feel a deeper connection to me throughout his day. He began to notice my presence in the small moments, in a conversation with a colleague, in a quiet break during his lunch, in the peace of the evening. His entire day became a sacred encounter. This is what it means to live in my presence, my child. It's about recognizing that I am with you right now, in every part of your day. In Psalm 139, verse 7, I ask, "Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? You cannot escape my presence, because I am with you always." Now, it's up to you to acknowledge me. When you live with an awareness of my presence, you begin to feel my peace in the middle of the chaos, my joy even when things aren't perfect, and my strength when you feel weak. My presence transforms every situation. It's like a light that shines in the darkness. Even in difficult times, you will feel my comforting hand guiding you. In Isaiah 41:10, I say, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." You are never alone. In every moment I am with you, and in that presence, there is strength, there is peace, and there is guidance. But how do you walk in this awareness? How do you live in the constant recognition of my presence? It starts with the simple act of inviting me into everything you do. Every time you begin a task, whether it's cooking dinner, driving to work, talking to a friend, invite me into that moment. Say a prayer in your heart, or simply acknowledge, "Lord, you are with me now." When you acknowledge my presence, you invite my power into that moment. Let me share the story of Jessica, a mother of 2 from Michigan. Jessica had been feeling spiritually disconnected and overwhelmed by the demands of motherhood. One day, as she was rushing to get the kids ready for school, she decided to pause and say, "Lord, I need you with me today. Help me to feel your presence in everything I do." From that moment on, Jessica began to feel my peace as she went about her day. She found herself less stressed, more patient, and more present with her children. Even in the mundane tasks of daily life, she felt my guiding hand. Acknowledging my presence in every moment doesn't mean you need to stop everything and pray for hours. It means making space for me in the midst of your day. Invite me into the details. I am with you in the big moments and the small ones. Another way to live in the awareness of my presence is through thankfulness. In 1 Thessalonians 5:16-18, I say, "Rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus." Thankfulness invites my presence into your life. When you focus on the blessings you have and thank me for them, you open your heart to feel my presence in a deeper way. Gratitude opens the door for my peace to flow into your life. Think of Sarah, a woman from Tennessee, who felt disconnected from me. She was going through a tough season in her life and couldn't feel my presence. But one day Sarah decided to start a gratitude journal. Every morning she wrote down 3 things she was thankful for. Over time, as she practiced gratitude, she began to sense my presence more and more. Her heart was opened, and she began to see how I was at work in her life, even in the hard times. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have. And in that shift, you begin to see my hand in everything. It's in the small moments of thankfulness that you will feel my presence more deeply. So, my child, learn to recognize my presence in every moment. Invite me into your day, whether it's in your work, your relationships, or your quiet moments. Acknowledge me in the small things and watch how I transform your everyday life into a series of sacred encounters. Live in the awareness of my nearness. I am always with you. I am with you when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're joyful, when you're anxious, when you're at peace. I am right here, every step of the way. We talked about how to invite my presence into your life, and we explored how to live with an awareness of that presence. We will dive into how to make these sacred encounters a daily habit, how to keep walking with me in every part of your life, and how to experience the fullness of my presence in everything you do. If this message has encouraged you today, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video with someone who needs to know that I am with them, that I am closer than they think. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to God's sacred voice to receive more words of hope, peace, and guidance. Your life is sacred, and with me, every moment becomes a sacred encounter. Keep walking with me. The best is yet to come.